Hello, my friends. Welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today we're going to be talking about The Fever Code by James Dashner. So, to start off, this book did not pick up right after the first book of this prequel duology series. So, it's this duology, and then it's the Maze Runner series. I think they have 3 books. So it's a total of 5 books in all. These 2 were written before the time of the maze, but after the 3rd book was written. It gave us a little more insight on what went on and what's going on, but it was just, before I get too far, let's get into it. This novel started off not where we left the main characters in the last book, the book prior to this. Let me tell you, I was going to DNF this. I was that close. I had been having a hard time reading and figuring things out, so my progress on this book was really slow. And plus, I'm still trying to finish up Schindler's List, so that's still really slow. So for this book to move as slowly as it did disappointed me just a little bit. Like I said, it had nothing in common with the first book, and I was just confused going in. Now, the premise was more exciting than the first book, I'll give it that. I found myself a lot more intrigued in the way that they work things, but I was just confused. But reading this book actually made me a little less confused about some of the stuff that they did talk about, and I feel like I will understand it much more better. So, I thought I had read The Maze Runner. I have not before. I have read The Kite Runner, which is a sad book. I remember that one being depressing. I believe that is a series too, so I might get along to that somewhere in the near future. I've never read The Maze Runner before, even though I thought I did. So, like, as I was figuring stuff out or trying to remember stuff, I found the things in the book really intriguing. It is considered young adult, but like there is so much, like they use kids for these experiments and trials, and they're like 5 when they first start, and now at this point I think they're like 11 or 12, and like it's just bizarre the way that they write these things to for those certain things. I did enjoy the book to the point where I was screaming at it towards the end. Like, I knew it! I told you so! You shouldn't have listened to her! That's why I want to start doing lives on YouTube, because when I read, it's really funny, because I am very animated with my books. I am on to the actual Maze Runner series, the next book. I rated this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Right? I liked it way more than the first one, The Kill Order. And I definitely think that this was a good, like, refresher or a good step into the first official book, The Maze Runner. If you've read the series before, what do you think of it? And if you've read Maze Runner before, did you read the prequel duology for it? I know it came out much later, so some people don't really read it, but for me, for as far as completed series, I like to read from the beginning of the story to, the future or the present, whatever. Just because even if it was written like years later, I want to be able to get a clear timeline in my head so I don't get confused. But I need to do this for myself because I get confused too often. So yes, let me know what you thought of this book. If you've read this book before, down in the comments, leave me comments. I'm not really into dystopian novels, but this one got really interesting. So I strayed away from my hate for it for a second. But tell me what you think. Also, down below, I have a couple links. First link is to my Etsy store. I sell blind dates with the books, and right now I am running a deal. If you buy 2 items from my Etsy shop, you will get 15% off of your entire order. So go hit it up. It's going to be over by the end of summer. Hit it up. Check it out. Also, I have a link for my Patreon. What a Patreon is it's a monthly subscription service that allows you to view my videos literally 10 seconds after they're uploaded and edited. I schedule everything in advance on Instagram and YouTube, but for Patreon, I put them on immediately. So technically, you're reading in real time with me. I got to get better about putting updates on there, but I only have several followers right now. Robert Willem being my one paid member right now. Thank you so much. You're awesome. And finally, the last link, you can buy me a coffee. But if you can't do any of those, you are here. You are supporting me in this way. So thank you very much for all that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, ring that subscription bell. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.